Welcome back to Part 7 of our Introduction to Stat 250. In this installment, we're going to be talking about the syllabus. So we go into the folder that says Syllabus, and we're going to take a look at our syllabus. Now, you're required to read the syllabus, and in fact, this week or next, I'll be posting your first quiz. And the quiz will be over the syllabus. And literally, you'll be able to have the syllabus right in front of you and answer the questions. So everybody should, theoretically, get 100 on this. All you have to do is look into the syllabus. But I'm going to go over it very quickly with you because the components are very important and it's what is expected out of you and me, as a matter of fact, our contract to one another. So the first is the goals of this course, and please read through those. Most especially, I want to make you skeptics as you get out of this course, that when you read statistics that people have done, that you ask yourself, I wonder if they got a good sample. I wonder if they used the correct technique and made sure that all the assumptions were met before they used the technique, so that you're very well informed. Stat 250 fulfills your general education requirement, the quantitative reasoning requirement, because in fact, as you will see in Chapter 1, statistics truly is quantitative reasoning, taking numbers and evaluating those numbers and see what they mean, to see what those numbers mean. Please, if you want to read on, go to the catalog and you can read it, or go to the website and read the quantitative reasoning component of your general education requirement. Once again, you're going to see the textbook and software that you need, that we've gone over in many different places. Basically, Introduction to the Practice of Statistics by David Moore. It's the 7th edition, extended version. You're going to need Minitab 16. With the textbook, you're going to have access to the Stat Portal, which is the companion website to the book. Now, the book you can have either hard copy or by electronic version, and you can get that electronic version if you have access to the Stat Portal. But to get access to the Stat Portal, you do have to pay for this access to this website. On that Stat Portal, that's where your homework, learning curve, and your quizzes are. As stated before, Blackboard is our main hub for communicating with one another. Email is used for personal or administrative purposes. On Blackboard, please post any of your general questions, and we looked on that discussion board, and try to put the question in the correct place so that it can be answered most efficiently and that other students can find answers to similar questions. If you email me, please make it that it's administrative or personal, and if you email me, please put Stat 250 in your section number in the subject area of your email. The technology requirement for this course is very large, and that can be overwhelming to people when they first start Stat 250. First, you have to be able to navigate on a computer and the web. You have to be able to get to Blackboard, where you're going to get all your information and all the course materials and course information. You're going to need to be able to use a statistical software package called Minitab and a word processor such as Word. So with having Minitab, the statistical software package, you'll have to learn how to maneuver around Minitab. Also, even how to download Minitab onto your computer. And if you're a Mac user, how to get Parallels and or use Boot Camp to download Minitab. You'll also need a calculator. It doesn't have to be a heavy-duty one. All it needs to do is arithmetic operations and square roots, and you should be fine. Information about how we present information to you. Now, how do we present information to you? Well, it comes in many different ways. First, I have these PowerPoints, the PowerPoints that I'll put up. You'll have the audio PowerPoints. Then what can happen is you look at your homework in the learning curve. That's another place where you can learn and get more information. And then your quizzes help you to make sure that you have learned it and solidify these concepts. Minitabs will also help you to learn. You're expected to listen to all the lectures and to look through all the PowerPoints and to participate in the class. Assignments that you'll have, well, you'll have homework assignments, learning curve, and quizzes. And you'll also have mini-tab assignments. It's very important to understand this. The homework assignments have a firm due date. If it's late, there's a 30% automatic deduction from your grade. So if you even got 100 on that homework, the highest you could get would be a 70. So please make sure you submit your homeworks on time. The same will be true for the learning curve and the quizzes. Now, something else that is very important to note is that if you have a grade dispute, you must talk about that grade dispute within a week after the grade has been that you know you have the grade. Otherwise, the grade stands as is. With the mini-tab assignments, it's a little bit different. The mini-tab assignments will have a due date, but if it is not turned in on that due date, there's a 5-point deduction each day your mini-tab is late. That's each weekday. After 7 days, a 0 will be given. Now, again, as I said, you must you have at most a week after an assignment is returned to question a grade. If you do not notify the instructor within that time, then the grade stands as posted. There's almost a quiz every week, or close to it. And like you have 3 attempts to do the homework, to do the quiz, up to 3 attempts. But it's the average of as many times as you do the quiz as your grade for that quiz. There's a midterm and a final on campus. Please make sure that you bring a calculator. Cell phones are not acceptable. A Scantron, a formula sheet, or a study guide, however, whatever you want to call it. It's a front and back handwritten formula sheet. The tables, which are downloaded from Blackboard, a number 2 pencil, and eraser. You are not allowed to use other materials, including scrap paper. Now, if you cannot take the test before the test is handed back, then your final grade, or the final, will be used as your test grade, as your midterm. You must, and again, you have at most a week after a test is returned to question the grade. If you do not notify me within that time, then the grade posted stands. Period. There are no exceptions to that rule. Tests are closed book. There's going to be 1 extra credit assignment, and that will happen around the second test. And it's worth 2 points towards your test 2 grade. The GMU honor code is extremely important, and there is no cheating in this class. Basically, you use your own work. There are times when you can talk to your other fellow students, get ideas, but your work that you submit must be yours. If not, you have violated the honor code, and the sanctions will be a 0 for that assignment, 10% reduction for the final grade, and academic integrity seminar. As far as when due dates are, if it should fall on a high religious holiday, please let me know, and we'll try to make arrangements. I've also given useful campus resources for you. The Writing Center, University Libraries, Counseling and Services, Psychological Services called CAPS, and the Office of Disabilities. If you need any extra help or work, please, I need to have a written documentation of that in order to give you the extra time or whatever it is that you need. I want to again pay attention closely to the CAPS. If you are feeling anything, please go and get help at the Counseling Center. Grading. 10% of your grade comes from homework, and the lowest homework assignment is dropped. Mini-tab. 10% of your grade. If you complete all 5 mini-tabs, then the lowest mini-tab will be dropped. So in other words, you can't just not do a mini-tab and think that that's the one that will be dropped. You have to turn in all 5 mini-tabs. Quizzes are 10% of your grade with the lowest quiz dropped, and the learning curve is 5% of the grade with the lowest learning curve dropped. Your midterm is worth 30%, and your final exam is worth 35%. Letter grades will be given in this with this scale in mind. And the reason why you couldn't take the final exam at the time given is right here. Please pay close attention and make sure that if you cannot make this, that you download that file and you give it to me to make sure you can take your exam at a different time. Thank you.